Friday the 13th.
No.
Well, not yet.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. An even better movie we just watched.
Yeah.
I never was a kind of sleep with lights, but then I never had these kind of nights. Something evil watching over me. Hell, I'm afraid this ain't no fantasy. It's a nightmare. It's just a dream.
I think what was remarkable is like almost immediately we were like, okay, we got this because, what was it? I mean, the guy, almost immediately she goes to the therapist.
Right.
Like the dream specialist at the very least.
Exactly.
So that was one thing. Then they did some experiments.
Yeah, we called it. She was going to do.
I like the fact that we saw that all from real life perspective.
That was an amazing
Yeah.
shot. The absolute best way to view it. We called that Glenn was going to die. He was.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't come through for her this time.
No, he really didn't.
So we did not call that part. I mean, I think Glenn. I mean, I don't think he could have, you know, let her down any more than he did.
No,
I was so
everyone in
irritated.
her life let her down so
Everybody.
bad.
Well,
She
that was
surrounded. by
That's slightly the
angels.
frustrating part about
Yeah.
You're like, even the cop who's like, well, that's mighty funny. That guy we killed seems to be describing him. Now, wouldn't that be weird if he were somehow back? Like, that wasn't a very policeman-like response. He was like, she's being hysterical, you know, like. So it was really kind of.
Even her
frustrating
dad's
to watch.
kind of like placating her on the phone, like, yeah, help me out there.
Yeah,
whatever.
well,
Click.
they're all a bunch of liars too. That was irritating. I'm like, just tell her the truth. She can not only
She's telling you the truth. Do her the same.
Yeah, it's not even that she can deal with the truth. She seems to be the only one who can deal with what's going on. Like, she's the only one who's like, you know what, I'm gonna get a plan going. I thought that was pretty neat. We were like, why doesn't she come up with a cool plan? I think her plan was actually better than ours. Well, we didn't also know that, like, we should have been able to figure this out, that if she can come out with wounds, she should be able to come out with, like, parts of him too. But we
I
didn't.
guess it's a little bit bigger of a leap than I would think. But yeah, that's
I'm
that's
saying
plausible.
that's one that we did not foresee.
We didn't know.
And they did give us just enough clues that we probably could have, but I agree. I think that was a hard one to call, that like you can actually take stuff out of your dreams. I didn't see that coming. But then when she has got that, she's like, great, I'll grab you, bring you out of the dream. Which is when we said maybe this whole thing was actually, when he goes up to the mom's room, we said maybe that's just a big trap. That this was all him, like, I'm stuck in this nether world.
You can only get into the kids' dreams or something?
Right, you can only get into, like, you know, the kids' dreams, and when the adults, he's trying to seek revenge on the mom, but he can only do that through the girl, and he knows that she's smart enough to, like, pull him out. So she comes up with a bunch of booby traps, which we didn't see as well.
Oh, they were kind of like badass Home Alone ones.
Yeah, like you said, they were Home Alone type thing.
But like, much more cool.
Way cool. And they all work too. That was pretty sweet.
Yep, none of them failed.
She was a savvy.
Crafty lady. Gonna drop
I'll
the
put it
ball.
this way: when we said that it was going to be his subconscious, when we reread the article, I was like, none of
The
that
whole
is
thing
going to
kinda
happen.
falls
None
apart.
of that is going to happen. So
No.
I actually remember like thinking at the end, I'm like, that is the most cockamamie like set of plot points. The story we came up with was actually very Friday the 13th inspired. I realized that
That's pretty
someone's infested, or you know, like it's somebody's subconscious, but then it turns out they're really infested. That was actually Friday the 13th. I think that's where we got that idea.
Probably true.
So I think we did do a pretty good job of getting most of it. I think the three things that we really didn't get were that Glenn wasn't going to come through for her.
Yeah.
The mom was going to be a victim, and that she was able to pull Freddy Krueger out into the real
And
world
Nancy could
and deal
actually,
with
yeah.
it there, and not have him be in the dreams. Oh, and we also didn't call like
That
this
everything
sort
would
of
be
wacky
a dream.
ending. Yeah, I mean that was really good up until the ending, and then I just felt like it was a cheap ending.
It feels like one of the endings that the studio watches the original and says, great, let's just change the only thing that matters.
Yeah, they totally St. Elsewhere the whole thing. Everything
Yeah,
we just watched wasn't
worth paying attention to,
Wasn't worth paying
basically,
attention to.
because we just watched it away.
Yeah, I was really into it because it was mostly psychological as opposed to like slasher. Ooh, it's so scary. Well, no, it's not. You just startled me.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of like, ooh, we're inside like this person's infested dream. That's pretty cool. And
We're trying to figure out the rules along the way,
Right,
and that's what
good.
makes it scary to me. Because like, what is the rule?
What
Can
are
I
we
pull him
doing?
out of the dream? Can I hurt him in the dream? Do I have to hurt him in real life? What's the deal? So when did so
out.
she gets in the car with her three buddies at the end. When did it start being a dream? From the start of the movie?
Like, started the movie up until that point. And even then, the most dreamlike quality of that movie was that ending.
Yeah.
To be honest,
with
I
the
feel
three
like that
girls
was-
in white, that felt like the dream.
Yeah.
And the mom going through the hole without
I-
getting hurt. It was just like a rod through it. It was like nothing.
That actually, maybe that's where the sequels start, but that was actually just a dream and that he's still there or something. I don't know.
Awful.
So yeah, and then it's like, well, we can't end happily because they knew that was cheap. So then they end with like that crazy, like, oh, everything's crazy, and the mom gets
pulled through the door. Okay.
But up until the last like 2 minutes,
That
I was enjoying it.
Yeah, I guess that was exhausting, so let's go fall asleep.
Do you know?
I'm all bloody.